Hey everybody, this is Faye Renee. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water at the end of the year, Clint Eastwood drops a bomb. So, I will be right back. We're going to review Richard Jewell. Hey guys, this is Faye Renee. This is the holiday season, so I've been going to places. Welcome back to my channel, Movie Reviews with Faye Renee. If you have never been here before, thank you and welcome. I'd love to have your subscription, so please just hit that red subscribe button below. You hit it once and you hit the bell once and you will be reminded every time I drop a new fun and exciting and crazy Faye Renee video. So let's just start. Let's get right down to it with Richard Jewell, the movie. Okay guys, Richard Jewell was produced and directed by the great Clint Eastwood. And it's the story, if you don't recall, of Richard Jewell. He was a lowly security guard that was falsely accused of planting a bomb that went off in Centennial Park in Atlanta during the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. Whew. Paul Walter Hauser starred as Richard Jewell. He not only looked like him, he embodied him. And what was so great was Clint wove into the film some old footage from 1996 where Kathy Couric was interviewing the real Richard Jewell, and you'll be able to see the likeness, the comparison right there. It's phenomenal, it's awesome. I mean, they could be twins, but this guy's such a great actor. I never heard of him before. This Hauser, he is Richard Jewell. Okay, so let's go back in history a bit. The story of Richard Jewell is really a very intense one. During the 1996 Summer Olympics held in Atlanta, there was a bomb threat called in 30 minutes before it was set to go off. And eventually it did explode, and it killed 2 people and injured over 111. Richard Jewell just happened to be working that evening and helped to get people out of the way because Richard Jewell discovered the backpack that held the bomb. The bomb squad was called in. They thought, yeah, this might be a bomb. So Richard Jewell, along with the real cops and the FBI and everybody, moved people out of the way, tried to get them out of the perimeter, but it was a little bit too late. They saved a lot of people, but a lot of people were still injured. Because he found the backpack, the FBI, for some reason, began to profile Richard as the main suspect in the bombing. At the crux of the matter was the fact that Richard really, really wanted to be a cop. He loved law enforcement. He knew more about cops and laws than the cops. So they put a further target on his back as far as the profile goes. I want to be fair on both sides. But Richard Jewell spoke to the cops. You know, he spoke to the FBI, and he contended from day one, moment one. He didn't know anything about the bombing. He didn't know what they talking about, okay? But they kept on. So as the story unfolds after the bombing, Richard Jewell quickly goes from being an American hero to being stigmatized as the bomber. He was profiled in the media as a typical lonely white male that had a wannabe cop hero syndrome. Olivia Wilde stars as Kathy Scruggs, a feisty news reporter that broke the story that labeled Richard as the prime suspect in the bombing case by the FBI. And the FBI was adamant that Richard Jewell fit the profile of someone that would commit this heinous crime. He seemed to be a lonely guy, a 34-year-old white male still living at home with mom that longed to be a cop. So they would not get up off of him. Richard was just too juicy of a catch for the FBI to let go, to turn a blind eye to. To them, he fit the profile perfectly. So the lead FBI interrogator, Tom Shaw, is played convincingly by the mega handsome John Hamm. Boy, I couldn't wait for him to get on the screen. And the FBI tried every dirty trick in the book to get Richard to confess or to implicate himself. They even went behind his back. They bugged his home, his telephones. They went to his friends to get some of them if they would do it, to wear a wire to fool Richard into catching him in a lie, and it never happened. Richard even took a lie detector test and passed it completely. And so there was never any real evidence produced, ever, to implicate Richard Jewell. He was prosecuted in the public eye. 88 days of media frenzy and interrogation into this man's life ruined his reputation without ever arresting him. The FBI eventually dropped the case. They were never able to really charge him. However, by that point, the defamation damage had been done. At least in the public's eye, he was guilty. Not to worry, not to worry. 2 words, Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates, I'll say it again. Kathy Bates portrayed Barbara Jewell, Richard's mom. In the movie, she gave a heartfelt performance, an Oscar-worthy performance, I dare say, as Richard's mother. And she portrayed the part where Richard's mother spoke to the public on his behalf. And so did his feisty attorney, Watson Bryant, who was played by Sam Rockwell. Together, Richard Jewell's mother and his attorney alone cleared his name in the public's eye, because he was guilty of nothing. He was persecuted by the FBI and the public. So Richard's mom and his lawyer regained the public trust in Richard's character. And as the story goes, Richard went on to have a full life, and he became a real cop. But unfortunately, he died at an early age in 2007 of heart disease. I wonder if they added to it. Anyway. Okay, you guys, Richard Jewell, the film, is a don't miss, magnificent political thriller. It's got great character and story development and direction. Clint Eastwood took the story of Richard Jewell and turned it into an edgy masterpiece. And I gotta tell you, before this movie, I really had forgotten who Richard Jewell was. But after this movie, you'll never forget him, thanks to Clint Eastwood. I give Richard Jewell a 4.5 out of 5. That's it, that's all. This is Faye Renee. Bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoy movie reviews with Faye Renee. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time at the movies. Okay, I had to cover up a little bit. It was too much.